Welcome, everyone. Another edition of Sports Shorts Daily. Ronnie, Rantz, Playboy Marty, and our very special guest today, Ben Mintz. I hope you guys are doing okay, boys. Ben, you look great. And don't look. You look like you just woke up 5 seconds ago. We love having you on the show. Appreciate it. Sports Shorts Daily, by the way, we're going to do this every Monday through Friday for 15 minutes every morning. So make sure you like, subscribe, go to our YouTube page. Sports Shorts, hosted by Ronnie Rantz. Subscribe to the page, be a follower, and you'll get the automatic updates each and every day. A lot going on in the world of sports. Big topic, of course, that folks in the Baton Rouge area, college football fans all around the country. It's amazing how things change, fellas, in 24, 48 hours nowadays. We were all excited last week. The schedule came out for the SEC. We saw LSU's 10-game schedule. Here we are talking a few days later, and now it's looking more and more like there might not even be college football in the Big Five conferences, Marty.
Yeah, no, it stinks. All that information that came out last night from the Pat 40 tweet and Deli responded with his own stuff. Yeah, it's just not good. It's tough to come up with anything positive to say about it other than it was pretty cool to see how the players responded on Twitter.
Ben, Dan Patrick this morning already said that he's getting sources that Big Ten had a 12-2 vote. Its presidents voted against canceling. Voted in favor of canceling all fall sports. Nebraska, Iowa were the only two that voted to move forward. Pac-12 is already canceled. They said they've canceled. Now, neither one of these conferences come out yet. And Dan Patrick said that they don't want to be the first to do it. So they're kind of waiting to see if somebody else will join them or if they can all do it together. But he expects by maybe tomorrow, 24 hours from now, if not sooner, you're going to see the Pac-12 and the Big Ten both say fall sports are gone. I mean, if those two dominoes fall, doesn't it seem inevitable that everyone else will?
It doesn't sound good. I've been following the same stuff you're following. It sounded like the Pac-12 and Big Ten are pretty much not going to play. The SEC still wants to, and then the Big 12 and the ACC are in the middle is what I'm hearing. And I don't know if they could all just band up together somehow. We're dealing with such a fluid situation. I mean, as you said, every day, every 2 days, the whole situation changes. It's crazy. It's like changing on a dime. Obviously, this is not good news. I try to be a glass half full guy. And so until I hear the SEC say we're not doing it, I'm going to hold out some hope.
Yeah, all the reports, again, Dan Patrick coming out saying SEC wants to play. The SEC is actually talking to other conferences that maybe have some teams within those conferences that want to defect so they can pick up games or schedule something. Like Texas and Oklahoma, reports are that they want to play even no matter what their conference says, and I'm sure the same for the ACC. The crazy thing for me, guys, and what I don't understand is what's the sense of urgency? Why do they have to do it now, August the 10th, make decisions that affect, say, the end of September? Move forward. You got to pay these people anyway. You got to pay the coaches. You got to pay the scholarships. I don't get why we got to cancel now. Why can't we move forward and make the decisions later?
I thought that this whole time, especially with all this, who was it? The Big Ten who was the first one to say we're going to only play conference games? They did that not quite a month ago, but still, then it was even worse. What? Yeah, we're not supposed to start until late September. We have time. We have time to maybe figure stuff out. Maybe stuff will get better in a month. It's happened. I don't know. I agree completely. I think it's lame. I just don't understand the motivation to make a decision.
Can't figure. Usually in anything, you follow the money, and whatever makes sense financially is what they're going to do. The thing, Ben, I can't figure out, and I'm not smart enough and haven't put enough hours into it, is what's the financial benefit for them to cancel now? There has to be, right? That's got to be the reason that they're doing this. Although I can't figure it out because the athletes are going to stay on scholarship. You got to pay for those scholarships. The coaches are on salary. Unless you're going to lay off coaches and make them all free agents and say that's it, you're fired, which I don't think they can do legally or going to do. I just don't see where the financial benefit comes in.
Maybe they just feel like they're going to lose money if they play. Maybe that's all it is.
But if you play, you get TV money, even if you don't have fans.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. That's stupid. Yeah.
LSU, 82% of their football revenue comes from TV money. Even though it's $30+ million in ticket sales, they're going to lose if they have no fans. it's still the majority of it comes from TV.
Yeah, that was just a half-assed thinking.
I want to see the SEC just go full rogue and just stick up their middle fingers and say the hell with everybody. And if let's just go SEC only. I don't care. SEC is the power anyway. I know that I'm probably talking out of line, but I just I'd love to see the SEC flex its muscles and just say the hell with everybody else.
Well, I mean, it is Monday morning, and you've been drinking all weekend, so it doesn't.
No, I have not been drinking.
No, you're not drinking anymore. We gave up.
No, those days are behind us.
How many days? How
many
days?
Marty still boozes.
But that's going to be tough, huh? Living with a guy who drinks and you don't drink. I mean,
nah, I got it. I'm a stone cold warrior, baby. I got it. 3.5 months.
That's good for you, brother. Good for you. I wish you could teach me how to turn down the bad food choices I make. So, by the way, how many pounds are you down, Ben? You look great. What are we?
I'm down about 35 to 40. And see, there's a direct correlation. The alcohol, I'll be honest, it's not hard to eat healthy if you don't drink alcohol. The alcohol makes me crave carbs and sugar and not exercise. So the theory is to attack the alcohol and the rest of it falls like dominoes.
You heard it here first. Do you want to tell people where people they can follow you for your Healthy Ben Mintz page? Health tips and workout plans.
Well, my Instagram's kind of a low carb foodie account now. I'm going around Baton Rouge eating like world class food, just grilled seafood everywhere, just not eating bread. And so I'm trying to make it into like how to make the best out of eating healthy, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm loving Baton Rouge too so far. I mean, I couldn't be more happy with that.
By the way, I'm sure, Ben, we know Ben and Marty, you guys give a lot of gambling predictions. This was a tremendously big gambling weekend in Vegas. The PGA Championship was I think I saw a report. It was 82% of all action was on the PGA Championship this weekend. By the way, I won $80. I don't know if anybody cares, but I won $80 this weekend.
Nice. I want a little more than that.
What did y'all go in on? What did you bet on?
I had the winner at 25 to 1.
Did you take a bunch of people and he happened to be one of them, or did you
So it's not like full on, but I did pretty well. I'm not upset with how much money I got. This.
Did you bet on Morikawa before the tournament?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Yep.
And why? Because you knew did you know he played at Cal and he played the course a lot and all that?
Oh yeah. That played. Well, it's just you learn. I don't know. I learned about the young players fairly easily honestly, he kind of snuck up on me. I wasn't that aware of him. I had heard his name before the PGA restarted this year, but then he played really well in that first tournament, and I was like, who is this kid? He's going to be a problem. I even said that on the air on Game Time. I was like, he is a problem. He's 23 years old. He putts like Spieth did in 15. He's got great iron play. He's just a solid golfer. And I don't know. I was feeling that the familiarity would be good, and I didn't think he'd shy away in the limelight.
I think another point, too, that's interesting is the no fans aspect of it. I feel like it helps the younger, lesser-known
100%.
guys because they feel less pressure without fans out there.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's a major championship, it's not. I don't know. It's not quite all the bells and whistles, maybe. And then Morikawa, his familiarity with that course, his irons. And we got to talk about this drive he hit on that par 4/16. That was one of the best shots I've ever – considering what was at stake in a major championship, I thought that was one of the best shots I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm willing to go that far.
That's a big statement. I love the bonsai trees, the big, the cypress trees that they had around the course. They look like big old giant bonsai trees. That made the course look beautiful. I tell you, there is something to be said for playing a course that you're very familiar with and have played a number of times. I mean, I don't care whether it's a local country club, Greystone Country Club in Denham Springs, or whatever it is. If you play it a bunch, there is an advantage when you're playing well. You know how to get around that track. But I 100% agree with you, Ben. I've been saying it for months. No fans makes the bottom 40 guys have much more of a chance to play well and do well. If Morikawa was coming down the stretch with Dustin Johnson and other big, Casey and these other big names around him, and they had all the crowd cheering, and, they're not really cheering against them. They don't do that in golf, but they would be cheering for the other guys, not to mention just the stress of having 40,000 people looking at you every shot on 18 or something. It would have made a difference, and you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's a huge deal for sure. I'm surprised they hadn't really talked more about that. It's a totally different dynamic. And Morikawa, he's just a stone cold assassin. Marty mentioned his iron play. I mean, that was a shot maker's golf course, and he's a dude that his approach.
And how about that chip in at 14?
Yeah, that too.
That just it never looked like it wasn't going in. It was just like it was like a heat seeker. Yeah, that dude's insane. And I also want to mention we're talking about how the lack of fans benefited young players. Matthew Wolff, 21 years old, posted 10 under today. He was like the clubhouse leader at one point. 21 years old. He's problem as well.
By the way, go ahead.
I just want to mention how great it was as fans because when they had 5-6-way tie, 10 under. I mean, I thought I don't know how you can ask for more than a major championship with 6 guys in it with 4 holes left and a lot of big names as well. I mean, I thought just for the fan aspect, we were all winners getting to watch this yesterday.
It was, and by the way, my pick to click going into it was Tony Finau, and he finished 4th. He shot -10, and the thing about Finau is. And golf is different than a lot of sports. It's not always about winning, right? It's about being in the mix consistently, and eventually you kind of fall through. Tony Finau, every week it seems he's playing well and giving himself a chance. He hasn't broken through yet this year, but he picked up a nice $400,000 check for finishing tied for 4th with a bunch of guys. But he played well and shot his best round on Sunday. So
he's like Mintz at the poker table.
Yeah. I've been jokingly, I compared it to me at the online poker table because I get deep at all these tourneys and I never close either. And so I jokingly call myself the Tony Finau of online poker. But it really does remind me of Ricky Fowler, truthfully. Remember when Fowler got top 5 in all those majors in 2014 and 15? Where, I mean, look, there's something to be said for being that consistent and always in the mix. And if you want to make money betting Tony Finau, I know the odds aren't great, but you can bet top 5 and top 10 instead of winning, and you can make some consistent money.
Finally, I want to get your take. Pelicans have been eliminated from the playoffs. We thought the bubble was, after the break, the younger guys would get more time to practice. Zion was going to be in this great shape like Ben Mintz, and then here we are. They've already been eliminated. The Pelicans are at home. No playoffs to worry about for them.
I'm going to choose to look at it as hopefully it was a failure in the bubble, but if it leads to a coaching change, maybe sometimes positives can come out of negatives. I'm going to choose to look at it that way because, boy, you watch these bubble teams, the coaching's been on display. I mean, there have been a lot of teams with less talent than the Pelicans that are ready to play every night. You never knew what you were going to get on the defensive end from the Pelicans, the turnovers, the free throw shooting. And I love the talent on the roster. I love what Miss Gail Benson's done. I'm a fan of David Griffin. I'm a fan of everything but Alvin Gentry. So hopefully they make a change.
Marty, I think officially Team Sports Shorts is going to be following the Phoenix Suns. We got a shot still? Are we technically in the mix?
We're huge in the mix. We're 5-0 in the bubble. We haven't lost a single game. We're a game and a half back of 8 and just 1 game back of 9. Portland beating Philly hurt last night.
Big,
but that was one of my game time picks. I had Portland +2, so hedged myself emotionally there.
All right.
But the Pelicans, biggest disappointment of the bubble, not even particularly close. They really set up the whole system, the play-in system, and given them that cake schedule. They really set it up to give them a good chance to compete, and for them to be eliminated before the Suns or Spurs, not good, really not good. Such an underwhelming performance.
And look, now that they've got time, Zion, please go actually get in shape the way they said you were. Because I don't know if he went home for a couple of weeks and got some home cooking or what, but that ain't the guy they told me in June. Wait till you see Zion. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, that picture with the mask. Yeah.
Right. That ain't the same guy. There must have been some filtering on that picture. All right, so I'm breaking out my Thunder Dan Marley Phoenix Suns jersey.
Nice.
I'm going to become a fan down the stretch, bring back the 90s. And I'm pulling for the Suns since my Pelicans are out, okay?
Big Dan, all right, yeah.
All right.
I'm also adopting the pulling for the Suns thing, too. Playboy Marty and me we're roommates. And so I'll tell you what, you hadn't lived till you watch the Suns game with Martin Black.
Is he nuts?
I'm talking. He goes nuts over every possession. I mean, it's something.
I literally cannot stop complaining. Once the whistle blows, I'm just complaining for 3 hours.
Yeah, That's his people. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, to watch basketball, they score 120 points a game, and he's sweating every possession. You know,
they all count. They all count at the end of games.
By the way, tell the folks where they can hear you guys, Playboy Marty and Ben Mintz, Monday through Friday.
Well, you can hear us every day, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 6 to 8 on Jimmy Ott's Game Time. You can follow us at Game Time 104.5 on Twitter, at Jimmy Ott's Game Time on Instagram, and just Jimmy Ott's Game Time on Facebook. You can follow my personal Twitter at MartinBlack20 and my Instagram at PlayMortyMarty_. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Ben, you got your arsenals?
I got mine. I want to mention at Ben Mintz 531 on Twitter and Instagram. And I also want to give a shout out to Beauvoir Park. Man, we had an awesome show on Friday night out there, and stayed. Smokehouse Porter played some socially distanced live music after. I mean, we just had about the best time. So I want to give them a shout out. Thank them for having us.
Ben, we got you're a big gambler. We got some bets coming up this week. Is there one bet you like this week? Anything coming up this week that you're going to be looking at?
Well, I was all about that PGA Championship like Marty was. Honestly, I hadn't gotten to look at the baseball games yet. I'm doing daily baseball picks on the Jimmy Ott's Game Time Twitter. And I'll say this publicly. Ott posted some pics on there, and he's trying to ruin my good name with some of these losers he's posted. Like yesterday he gets on there and posts 2 losers, and I had a winning day behind him. I kid and jest, but I've been doing pretty good with the baseball, and Martin's been doing the basketball. We got a good combination going there.
Very good. All right, don't forget to give us a follow on YouTube, Sports Shorts, hosted by Ronnie Rantz. Like, share, follow the page. Monday through Friday, we'll do this for about 15 minutes each and every morning. Boys, y'all have a great one. Take a shower. We'll see you tonight on Jimmy Ott Game Time. Have a great one.
Yeah, thank y'all for having us.
We'll see you tomorrow. Sports